Hey, this is Coach Cliff with the Northern Lights Swim Club. And this is your daily swimcast for September 27th, 2023. Our Northern Lights Swim Club, we use cycles to help us guide ourselves through seasons and years of training. The biggest cycle that we have is called a macro cycle. The current macro cycle runs from August until December. It culminates with Central Area Champs. So, where are we right now in our macro cycle? Well, beneath a macro cycle are what are called mesocycles. We just completed a mesocycle. It ran from August until last weekend when we held our first swim meet. We're about to have another mesocycle. We started it this week and we're running it until the next swim meet. And then we'll run one more mesocycle that'll get us through the IMX Games in Mesa and Central Area Champs. Now, within each one of those mesocycles are microcycles. This week is a microcycle. We're working on our technique this week. Next week, we will be working on our aerobic maintenance. That will be a separate microcycle. And as we move through each of these mesocycles, you'll see these microcycles repeating themselves. Okay, so as we move through the season, try to find where you see those familiar road signs. Is it an aerobic microcycle? Is this similar to our aerobic microcycle, the last mesocycle? How was this in our last season or macrocycle? Check it out. Be a smart swimmer. For our warm-up, we're going to go 20/50s, freestyle down, dolphin kick on our back, streamline on the way back. That SLOB that you see, that's streamline on back. So that's our first set, and then we're going to go into a set of 25s fly where we're focusing on our turns. This will get us through our warm-up. When we're doing our turns, we're going to focus on making sure that we're really small at the wall, that we're initiating that turn when we touch the wall with our hands, and we initiate that movement with our knees. For the next phase of our practice, we're going to be doing a series of 25s. And we're going to do some with fins, some without. We're going to focus on our body position, making sure that we're pushing our hips up to the surface, and when we are lifting our hips, that we're keeping our legs straight until our heels hit the surface. We want to optimize our power in that up kick, and we're going to spend several 25s focusing on this aspect of our technique and making sure that we're not increasing our amplitude on our fly. Ideally, your amplitude is no more than double the thickness of your body. Think about that. Your body is in a neutral position at the surface. It might come up for that breath, but not higher than the thickness of your body. And it might go down below the surface of the water as your hips are coming up, but again, not very deep. Remember this as we're working through these sets of 25s technique. We have a kick set next. 20/25s on your back, streamline on back, slob. And we're going to go ahead and focus on making sure that we're initiating that kick just below the sternum, dropping that part of your abdominals down toward your spine to initiate that wave motion down to your feet. 20/25s, do this aerobic style. Finally, we're going to finish up practice with a set of 20/50s. We're going to alternate a 50 fly back and a 50 fly free. The focus is on our technique on the fly. The backstroke and the freestyle are just a chance for us to stretch out and get a little bit more aerobic swimming in. We did a little bit of backstroke technique on Monday, so you might want to be thinking about that body rotation and keeping it balanced and on your catch and driving that water down towards your feet. Before we go, I want to remind you what we're working on this stroke. Our hands enter the water as our face is going in. We drive forward with our hands as our hips are lifting. We keep those legs straight on the up kick. As our hands recover over the top of the water, our face and our hands enter at about the same time. We want to keep those arms straight over the top of the water with our thumbs pointed down. Keeping that thumbs pointed down and our arms straight helps shape our body more like a wave, which is what butterfly looks like when it's done properly. Hope you enjoyed this practice. I'll see you at the pool. Thanks for staying all the way to the end of the swimcast. Please click like and subscribe so that you don't miss any future swimcasts. We'll see you at the pool.